electrochemistry topic. Fine. And here in this chapter, we shall mainly focus on interconversion of electrical and chemical energies. Okay. So very few definitions. I just want you to write. Why? Because this chapter is very important for your lab as well. And these are viva voce questions. You know it. But in the examination, the exact words points to be put as a pinpoint will not strike your brain unless until you write it. Okay. So a few definitions which I want you to write are, right, the first one, conductance. All these we have studied yesterday, but we'll quickly do it today. Okay. Please do write along with me. Don't make me feel angry. Yesterday, most of you didn't write. Please do not ignore what all I say are important. That's it. Don't put your brain on that unnecessarily. Okay. Now, the first one, conductance. So, what is conductance? Flow of charge. Flow of charge through substance. In brackets, conductor. Conductance, flow of charge through a substance. What is that substance called? Conductor. Units. What are the units? Ohm inverse, mho, or Siemens. Ohm inverse, mho, or Siemens are the units. Okay. So, ohm inverse.
And please once again repeat, na? Conductance.
Conductance, flow of charge through a substance. That substance is nothing but conductor. This is the problem with this. I use this laptop. This is okay. So units of conductance. This is the most commonly asked question. Ohm inverse, mho, or Siemens. Fine. Did you write these units?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next. Current. Conductance per unit time. Current. Conductance per unit time. Units?
Ampere.
Amperes or coulombs per second. Amperes or coulombs per second. So first one is conductance per unit time is called current. Amperes or coulombs per second are the units. Fine. Next, the third one. This is most commonly asked and most commonly confused. Conductivity or specific conductance. The third one is conductivity or specific conductance. conductivity or specific conductance. Okay.
1 by conductance.
1 by conductance is resistance. It's a common thing. Even I use, like, at your age, or probably little younger to you, in my junior classes, I used to do the same mistake. I used to always feel confused between conductance and conductivity. So what is conductivity or specific conductance?
1 by
Conductance.
resistivity.
What is resistivity?
Conductance per meter.
Rho, madam.
No. Yes, exactly. Okay. Your friend is right. Conductance per unit length or volume is called as conductivity. Right? Conductance per unit length or cubic volume is called conductivity.
Specific conductance heading.
Specific conductance or conductivity రెండు ఒకటే. Specific conductance ne conductivity అంటారు. Okay. So specific conductance or conductivity is conductance per unit length or cubic volume. Conductance per unit length or cubic volume. Okay. Unit length or cubic volume. Okay, you got it. Now, what are the units? What are the units? Ohm inverse. See, conductance per unit length or volume. Kada? So, units are ohm inverse, centimeter inverse, or meter inverse. Ohm inverse, centimeter inverse, okay, or Siemens centimeter inverse, etc. Okay, so these are the units. So see, another a common thing we always answer. What is conductance inverse of resistance? So what is resistance? It's like I rack this answer, particularly when I'm taking Viva. If someone says inverse of conductance is equal to inverse of resistance, it's the right answer, but not exact answer. If I'm asking who are you, if you would say I'm not he or she, does it make any sense? No. So we need to just pin the exact answer. So conductance is the total flow of charge, and if it is measured per unit length or volume, it is called as conductivity or specific conductance. Okay, these terms should not be confused. Okay, next, resistance. What is resistance?
Opposition. Flow of
A barrier.
Yes, opposing force for flow of charge. Units, ohms. Resistance, opposing force for flow of charge. Units, ohms. And I'll not go into resistivity and all. Why? Because we are not focused on that here. Okay. But then we have realized yesterday that charge flows only when there is a potential difference between 2 points, or charge flow is across a potential gradient. Okay, fine. Now, so define potential difference. I think This is the fourth one, or fourth one empty. Fourth one is resistance. No, this is the fifth one, I think. Correct?
Work done per unit charge.
What are the units?
Work done per unit charge.
Sorry, please get back.
Work done per unit charge.
Is it tapped here? Fifth point kada ipudu. Fifth definition. Potential
Yes.
difference. Also called as EMF. Okay. So what is potential difference? It's called potential difference is equal to driving force for flow of charge. Can I say like that? Right. So, right, what is potential difference? Driving force for flow of charge. Driving force for flow of charge is nothing but potential difference. Okay. Let's again.
Ma'am, repeat again.
Driving force for flow of charge. Driving force for flow of charge is called potential difference. Units, volts. This is what we keep discussing in this chapter. Driving force for flow of charge is called potential difference. Units are volts. Okay. Next. So by this time, we have understood that there is flow of charge across a potential gradient, and that flow of charge, the amount of charge that is flowing between any 2 points can be measured as conductance, and if it is measured per unit time, it is called as current. Per unit length or volume, it is called as conductivity or specific conductance, and this conductance is directly proportional to the potential difference and inversely proportional to the resistance offered by the substances. And yesterday we have already understood that why every material offers resistance. Okay, why? Because of the repulsion between the like charges, particularly electrons or ions, which are like charges, they repel each other. Okay, and hence every material offers resistance. Okay, so that's an overview of what all we wanted to have an idea before we enter into the topic. So in this chapter, we are now keen that we are focusing on not on metallic conductance, but on electrolytic or ionic conductance. Conductance that is taking place due to movement of ions to oppositely charged electrodes. Okay, and hence is important for us. Okay, so the next definition which you need to know with clarity while understanding this topic is, right, the sixth one, electrolytic or ionic conductance. That's the sixth definition you need to write. Okay, so what is electrolytic or ionic conductance? Electrolytic or ionic conductance. Okay, so what is it? Conductance due to movement of ions, conductance due to movement of ions to oppositely charged electrodes. Conductance due to movement of ions to oppositely or towards oppositely charged electrodes is called as ionic or electrolytic conductance is called ionic or electrolytic conductance. Okay. So that's the sixth one. Okay. And next point under that. Electrolytic conductance. Electrolytic conductance is measured as equivalent conductance or molar conductance. Electrolytic conductance is measured as equivalent conductance or molar conductance.
Repeat once again.
Can anyone repeat the sentence? ఎవరన్నా రిపీట్ చేయండి సెంటెన్స్.
Electrolytic conductance is measured as equivalent conductance or molar conductance.
Now for me the problem comes how to show this. I think better I put my presentation mode, but then I feel if I put a presentation that is completely cut off mode from you all, so each time I take this trouble, and I'll better I find some solution for this. Okay. So equivalent conductance is into two types, ionic conductance and molar conductance. Okay. So to understand all these things, I need to know about what exactly is happening in ionic or electrolytic conductance. So in electrolytic conductance, by this time I realized that there are presence of ions. Okay, and generally these can be solids. Nowadays they are using solids, but technically electrolytes are supposed to be fused or liquid solutions containing ions. Okay, so where are these ions which are conducting current? They are present in solutions. Okay, the solutions can be aqueous solutions or fused solutions, and they are called as electrolytes. Okay, so not all solutions are electrolytes. Okay, but generally electrolytes are solutions. Okay, so what are electrolytes? These are solutions which contain ions and conduct current, and hence is the classification. And these are very, very important terms you need to know. Okay, so we shall put these points as star marks. Okay, so in చెప్తున్నాను, basic definitions చెప్పేసాను. ఏంటి కండక్టెన్స్, కండక్టివిటీ ఆర్ స్పెసిఫిక్ కండక్టెన్స్, రెసిస్టెన్స్, పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్, వాటి యూనిట్స్. సరే, తర్వాత మనం ఇప్పుడు చదువుకునే టాపిక్ ఏంటి, ఎలక్ట్రోలైటిక్ ఆర్ అయానిక్ కండక్టెన్స్, వాటి డెఫినేషన్స్ చెప్పేశాను. సో ఎలక్ట్రోలైటిక్ ఆర్ అయానిక్ కండక్టెన్స్ ని రెండు విధాలుగా నేను ఇప్పుడు మెజర్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాను. ఈక్వివాలెంట్ కండక్టెన్స్ కింద, మోలార్ కండక్టెన్స్ కింద అని చెప్పాను. సో డిస్కషన్ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి ఆగిన తర్వాత అసలు మెయిన్ టాపిక్ లో మనం చాలా కామన్ గా టెక్నికల్ గా యూస్ చేసే టర్మ్స్ ఏంటి అనేవి మనము స్టడీ చేద్దాం. ఓకే, సో అవి స్టడీ చేయడానికి ఫస్ట్ వర్డ్ ఏం చెప్పాను, ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్స్ గురించి తెలుసుకుందాం అనుకున్నాను. సరే, అర్థమైపోయింది. అయాన్స్ కరెంట్ కండక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాయి కాబట్టి ఎలక్ట్రోలైటిక్ ఆర్ అయానిక్ కండక్టెన్స్ అంటున్నాను. సో ఈ అయాన్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయి? సాలిడ్స్ లో ఉంటాయి. జనరల్ గా మనం బేస్ డెఫినేషన్ ఆర్ ఒరిజినల్ డెఫినేషన్ తీసుకుంటే దే ఆర్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఇన్ లిక్విడ్స్ కాల్డ్ ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్స్. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్స్? These are the solutions which contain ions and which conduct current. And electrolytes are further classified into two types. First one is called as strong electrolytes. The other one is called as weak electrolytes. Now, what are strong electrolytes? Strong electrolytes are those solutions in which the solute is completely ionized and hence more number of ions and more current conductance. Whereas weak electrolytes are those solutions in which a solution, the solute is partially or incompletely ionized, therefore less number of ions and less current conductance. And hence it's a classification of electrolytes. Okay, so that's the first one. And apart from this electrolyte which contains ions and hence help in current conductance, I was also telling you that the electrolytic conductance involves movement of ions to oppositely charged electrodes. Okay, so these two oppositely charged electrodes are very important for current conductance. So what are these electrodes? Can anyone have an idea about what it means by an electrode? What is an electrode?
Conducting rod.
Conducting rods.
Made by metal.
So electrodes are the medium through which electrons enter and leave an electrolytic cell or an electrochemical cell. Okay, so what can be this an electrode? It can be a rod, it can be a wire, it can be a thin plate, anything. Okay, so it is the medium through which electrons enter and leave the electrochemical cell and ions move towards these electrodes under a potential gradient. Okay, so that's an important one. And these electrodes can be inert or non-attackable electrodes. The other one is attackable or active electrodes. Okay, that means if the electrodes are participating in the chemical reaction, that is the electrochemical reaction, then the electrodes are called as active or attackable electrodes. No, the electrodes are not participating in any chemical reaction, but they are remaining neutral to the chemical reaction happening in the electrochemical cell. Then they are called as non-attackable electrodes. Okay. And every one of us generally know that electrodes are of two types, anode and cathode. The electrode at which oxidation takes place is called as anode, and the electrode at which the reduction reaction takes place is called as cathode. The sign of anode and cathode is variable, but the chemical reaction taking place is same. Okay, the anode is positive and cathode is negative in electrolytic cells, where electrical energy is bringing about chemical reaction. Okay, and in the second case, where in the case of batteries and all, where a spontaneous chemical reaction is giving electrical energy, The sign of anode is negative, whereas sign of cathode is positive. Okay, so what you should realize is that in any electrochemical cell, there is always presence of two electrodes. One is anode, the one is cathode. Okay, the sign of anode and cathode is variable, but the chemical reaction that is taking place at anode and cathode is same. At anode, always oxidation takes place, and cathode reduction takes place. Okay? And hence is the classification. And all these reactions take place in an apparatus called as electrochemical cells. Okay, so electrolytic or ionic conductance is taking place in an apparatus called as electrochemical cells. Okay, after discussing so much so quickly with the presumption that you know everything, I just summarize what all I talked with you. Okay. I have my mobile with me, and I think every one of you are listening the class in the mobile or in laptops. I know that the battery that is present in this mobile is lithium-ion battery, whose construction we shall discuss at the end of the chapter. Okay, but right now what I know is that for any layman, if you're not even studying this topic, we know that when I'm using this mobile, the battery is getting discharged. Okay, so what reaction is taking place in this battery? The chemical reaction is giving the electrical energy or the power supply, and hence this is used as the DC power supply. And that means my mobile is not plugged in. Okay, so I'm just using my mobile. Okay, so it is having power. I'm able to see all the things here on my mobile. So how the battery is working? Just like a DC power supply, and the chemical reaction that is taking place in the lithium-ion battery is giving the electrical energy. Well, after listening to so many classes, your mobile gets discharged, is it not? So what you'll do, you'll plug in your mobile and keep it for charging. As soon as you keep your mobile for charging, what reaction is taking place in the battery, lithium-ion battery?
Conversion of electrical energy to chemical energy.
Conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy. You understood? That means when the battery is undergoing recharging, that means you have plugged in the battery. So what is happening? The electrical energy which I am supplying is creating chemical reaction in the battery, and it is acting as a electrolytic cell. Okay, now my charging is complete, so I took out the power connection and I'm using my phone. Okay, now when I'm using my phone, the lithium-ion battery that is present inside this mobile is converting a spontaneous chemical reaction into electrical energy. And that electrochemical cell is now acting as a galvanic or voltaic cell. And hence, the battery in which these two reactions, that is conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy or chemical energy into electrical energy, which is taking place, is called as an electrochemical cell. Okay, and understanding this, we shall jot down what all definitions we have studied just now in Japan. So electrolytic conductance గురించి డిస్కషన్ మొదలు పెట్టినప్పుడు కొన్ని వర్డ్స్ నేను నేర్చుకోవాలి. అంటే ఏంటి, ఒక ఎలక్ట్రోకెమికల్ సెల్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఓకే, ఎలక్ట్రోకెమికల్ సెల్స్ ఎన్ని వెరైటీస్, ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్ అంటే ఏమిటి, అయానిక్ కండక్టెన్స్ అంటే ఏమిటి, అసలు ఈ ఎలక్ట్రోడ్స్ ఏంటి, అసలు ఈ రియాక్షన్స్ అన్ని ఎక్కడ అవుతున్నాయి ఏమిటి అని చెప్పి ఒక క్లారిటీ ఉండాలి. సో వాటన్నిటికీ నేను డెఫినేషన్స్ చెప్పేశాను. ఎందుకు అంటే ఇదంతా మీరు చదువుకున్నదే, కానీ మనకి క్లారిటీగా అండర్స్టాండ్ అవ్వడానికి ఇంకోసారి రీక్యాప్చులేట్ చేసుకుంటే ఏం పాయింట్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి మనం. సో ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్స్ అన్ని తర్వాత గుర్తుపెట్టుకుందాం, ఒక చిన్న డాట్ పాయింట్స్ కింద రాసేసుకుందాం. కానీ అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవడం ఏంటి అంటే ఈ ఎలక్ట్రోలైటిక్ కండక్టెన్స్ అనేది ఎక్కడ అవుతుంది అంటే ఒక చిన్న apparatus లో అవుతుంది. apparatus ని ఏమంటాం, ఎలక్ట్రోకెమికల్ సెల్స్ అని అంటాం. సో ఎలక్ట్రోకెమికల్ సెల్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, సెల్స్ ఇన్ విచ్ there is interconversion of electrical energy into chemical energy and chemical energy into electrical energy. ఈ రెండిటి గురించే కదా ఈ చాప్టర్ లో డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాను. సో అది, సో the apparatus in which these chemical reactions are taking place is nothing but called as electrochemical cell. సరే, electrochemical cells are of two types. One is electrolytic cell, the other one is galvanic or voltaic cells. The cells in which electrical energy is converted into chemical energy is called as electrolytic cell, whereas cells in which a spontaneous chemical reaction is giving electrical energy is called as galvanic or voltaic cells. It's a huge definition, but it's very easy. It's just like my battery. ఈ మొబైల్లో నేను యూజ్ చేసే బ్యాటరీ ఏంటి, లిథియం అయాన్ బ్యాటరీ. సరే, ఈ బ్యాటరీ ఏదైతే ఉందో అదే ఎలక్ట్రోకెమికల్ సెల్. సరే, ఈ సెల్ బ్యాటరీ తీసుకున్నాను అనుకో, ఇప్పుడు ఏంటి, నా మొబైల్ ఛార్జింగ్ మోడ్ లో లేదు. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ apparatus ఏదైతే ఉందో ఎలక్ట్రోలైటిక్ కండక్టెన్స్ అవుతున్నది, అది నా లిథియం అయాన్ బ్యాటరీ. ఈ లిథియం అయాన్ బ్యాటరీ ఏమవుతుంది, మొబైల్ ని నేను ప్లగ్ ఇన్ చేయకుండా యూస్ చేస్తుంటే డిశ్చార్జ్ అవుతుంది. కామన్ థింగ్, నా మొబైల్ డిశ్చార్జ్ అవుతుంది అని అంటాం. సో మొబైల్ డిశ్చార్జ్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు ఈ apparatus ఎలక్ట్రోకెమికల్ సెల్ ఎలా యాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది, గాల్వానిక్ ఆర్ వోల్టాయిక్ సెల్ కింద యాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఈ గాల్వానిక్ వోల్టాయిక్ సెల్ లో ఏమవుతుంది, spontaneous chemical reaction is giving electrical energy, and hence I am using my mobile. సరే, మొబైల్ అంతా డిశ్చార్జ్ అయిపోతుంది, నేను ఏం చేస్తాను, ప్లగ్ ఇన్ చేస్తాను నా మొబైల్ని, అంటే బ్యాటరీని ఛార్జింగ్ చేస్తుంది. సో మళ్ళా నా లిథియం అయాన్ బ్యాటరీ ఎలా యాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది, ఎలక్ట్రోలైటిక్ సెల్ కింద యాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఎలక్ట్రోలైటిక్ సెల్ అంటే electrical energy is bringing about chemical reaction. Okay, and the same lithium ion batteries, when it is getting charged, okay, is acting as electrolytic cell. When it is undergoing discharging, it is acting as a galvanic or voltaic cell. Both put together are called as electrochemical cells. That's the first thing. Okay, so fine. So electrochemical cells are of two types, galvanic or voltaic cells. The other one is electrolytic cells. Okay, but then when you write the definition, which point number 7 or 8? Point number 7 or 8?
7.
Right. So point number 7. Electrochemical cells. Electrochemical cells. The apparatus in which the apparatus in which the electrochemical reactions are taking place. The apparatus in which the electrochemical reactions are taking place Okay. Next, under that only write electrochemical cells. Electrochemical cells cells, please do write like this. So electrochemical cells are of two types. One is electrolytic cells. The other one is galvanic or voltaic cells. Now, what are electrolytic cells? Under electrolytic cells, what you are going to write? Electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. Electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. In galvanic or voltaic cells, what you would write? Spontaneous chemical reaction gives electrical energy. Spontaneous chemical reaction gives electrical energy. Roll number 62.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Somesh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So electrochemical cells are of how many types? Electrochemical cells, any types? Nana. Ippude rasnavu kada.
Roll number
62.
Ma'am, 62 names, ma'am. Ritvik.
Ritvik. Okay. Ritvik
Ritvik,
Chapu.
ma'am.
Electrochemical cells are of how
Two
many
types.
types? What are they?
Two types.
What are
Electrolytic cells and galvanic or voltaic cells.
good going? 63.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What's your name?
Harshita, ma'am.
Harshita. In electrolytic cells, which energy is converted to which energy?
Electrical energy converted to chemical energy, ma'am.
Yes. If I take a lithium ion battery, this reaction takes place while charging or discharging?
After discharging, this happens, ma'am. That is on charging it.
Yes. So, battery acts as electrolytic cell when? While charging.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good. Now, next, roll number 64. Tell me what it means by galvanic or voltaic cell.
Spontaneous chemical reaction gives electrical energy.
Yes, spontaneous chemical reaction gives electrical energy. When it will happen? While charging or discharging?
Discharging.
That's it. While discharging. It's same with any battery. Any rechargeable battery, it's the same. Okay. So is the point clear about electrochemical cells? Okay. Now this is the 8th point we have written. Okay. So what's the 9th point? Right. 9th point, construction of construction of electrochemical cells. Construction of electrochemical cells. Okay. Right. Under that, an electrochemical cell contains A. Electrolyte, B. Electrodes, C. Wires for connecting electrodes, or wires for connecting electrodes. Okay.
Ma'am, B, ma'am.
So,
B, ma'am.
B. A is electrolyte, B is electrodes, C is wires for connecting the electrodes. You can write D also. An insulating container. An insulating container. Okay, like our battery. So the plastic material in which all this are being placed are nothing but the insulating materials. Like we have inverters at home, correct? So all these are placed in the non-conducting insulating materials like the plastic and all. So that's a construction of an electrochemical cell. Okay, so roll number 65. So what is an electrolyte? Roll number 65 is there. Hello? Roll number 65. On చేసి వెళ్ళిపోయారు అన్నమాట.
No.
చెప్పు వస్తే చెప్పు.
Ma'am, is a substance that produces electrical conductance, ma'am.
Electrolyte. Okay. Electrolyte is a solid or a liquid?
Ma'am, liquid, ma'am.
Liquid. Nowadays we are even using solid electrolytes, but generally they are liquids. Okay. Do they contain ions?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Then I have a question. I took 2 glasses and in one glass I added salt, NaCl. In another glass I added sugar. Both are clear solutions. Okay. Unless until you drink it, you won't know the taste. Okay. Now tell me, which solution conducts current?
Ma'am, NaCl.
Why not sugar?
Ma'am, it doesn't have opposite reactions.
Both are solutions, kada? So what is the primary requisite for an electrolyte? Your answer is correct. ఏముండాలి ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్ అవ్వడానికి? సొల్యూషన్ లో అయాన్స్ ఉండాలి, అంతేనా?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now can you define an electrolyte? Okay, right. Right. The next heading, electrolyte. This is point number 8. 10, huh? Point number 9 or 10?
10, ma'am. 10.
Right. These are questions for your lab external exams, mandatory. Electrolyte. Right. A solution containing ions. A solution containing ions which can conduct current. Electrolyte, a solution containing ions which can conduct current. Which can conduct current. is called as electrolyte. Next. The solution can be aqueous. Right. The solution can be aqueous or fused. The solution can be fused. Point B. Point B. Electrolytes are of two types. Electrolytes are of two types. So how will you write? Electrolyte, two types. Strong electrolytes, weak electrolytes. Strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. Give me a solution to my problem. I want to show something now. How to show? I'm using a laptop. And it being my regular phone with a stand, that is something which I'm not able to use here at my place. Now I don't want to present, because if I do presentation, that will do at the last. I want to show this. If I'm switching on that phone camera, it is giving resound, no? How? Electrolyte, strong and weak electrolyte. That's what I want to show. How? Give me a solution.
You turn the volume of the computer down, ma'am.
Still, it is giving a resound. It's because, see, you're mute. Okay, still you're able to listen to me.
Take a photo and send it into your WhatsApp and present it, ma'am.
WhatsApp, see, that's all presentation we can, but that won't be quick, no. When I want to teach, I want to just teach as if I'm interacting with you. That
Send
is a
photo in
time
WhatsApp.
taking WhatsApp. That is another solution, but you will be it's a fussy thing. Okay, but then this is what I want you to write like this: electrolyte, strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte. So we shall find some solution.
Use Jamboard, ma'am.
Little later. Jamboard, that's what I don't have right now. Jamboards I took from my friends and I used, and I just used a stand. It was nice. All this I have done, but right now I don't have.
Ma'am, no, ma'am. In laptop also we have a option, ma'am, to use Jamboard.
Okay, let me try it out today and get back to you tomorrow. I'll take your help. Okay, right. But this is what you're writing. Okay. So what it means by strong electrolyte, right? Strong electrolyte. Point C in electrolytes. Point C in electrolytes. Strong electrolyte. Under that, strong electrolyte, colon, electrolytes which conduct more current. Electrolytes which conduct more current. Okay. They contain more number of ions. They contain more number of ions. Because the solute is completely ionized. Because the solute is completely ionized. Okay. Example. Most of the mineral acids most of the mineral acids like HCl, H2SO4, most of the mineral acids like HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, HClO4, HF, etc. Hydroxides of 1A, 2A groups. Hydroxides of 1A, 2A groups. Example, hydroxides of 1A, 2A group. Example, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, etc. Beryllium hydroxide, like that. Hydroxides of 1A, 2A groups. Most of the salts are strong electrolytes. Most of the salt solutions, generally, they are strong electrolytes like NaCl, KCl, etc. are all strong electrolytes. So what I am telling, electrolytes, these are solutions which contains ions and conduct current. Electrolytes can be aqueous solutions or fused solutions, and they can be of two types, strong and weak electrolytes. And just now we were talking about strong electrolytes. Strong electrolytes, electrolytes which conduct more current are called as strong electrolytes. That's point A. So point B, they conduct more current because they contain more number of ions, because the solute in them is completely ionized. Okay. Examples are most of the mineral acids like HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, HClO4, HF, etc. Hydroxides of 1A, 2A groups like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, beryllium hydroxide, etc. Magnesium hydroxide, etc. Okay. Next. Actually, magnesium hydroxide is water insoluble. But if it is made into a solution, it is a strong electrolyte. Next is most of the salts. Salt solutions are strong electrolytes. These are famous Viva Voce questions. Okay, next one, weak electrolytes. So 66, roll number. 66. Weak electrolytes and Raichu.
Electrolytes which conduct less current.
Why?
Because they are incompletely ionized,
yes,
or partial.
Yes, ante, simple. So what are weak electrolytes? Other definition దీనికి మార్చేయాలి. ఎలా opposite రాయాలి. They conduct less current. Why they conduct less current? Because they contain less number of ions. Why they contain less number of ions? Because the solute is partially or incompletely ionized. Right. Weak electrolytes. Weak electrolytes. This speed will not work. Okay. Conduct less current solutions or electrolytes which conduct less current. Okay. They contain less number of ions. They contain less number of ions because they contain less number of ions because the solute is partially or incompletely ionized. The solute is partially or incompletely ionized. Examples. Organic acids. Organic acids like acetic acid, oxalic acid,
Glucose.
గ్లూకోజ్ అసలు ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్ కాదు, దాంట్లో అయాన్స్ లేవు. ఆర్గానిక్ యాసిడ్స్, క్లోరోఎస్టిక్ యాసిడ్స్, వాటిని కొంచెం దాని స్ట్రెంగ్త్ పెంచుతుంది. Alcohols are also very neutral, nearly almost very
carboxylic acids.
Carboxylic acids, అదే ఎస్టిక్ యాసిడ్ ఏమో కార్బాక్సిలిక్ యాసిడ్, ఆక్సాలిక్ యాసిడ్ ఏమో డైకార్బాక్సిలిక్ యాసిడ్. ఓకే, ఆ రెండు ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ రాయండి. ఓకే, సో బేసెస్ ఏంటి? అమీన్స్ ఆర్ అమైడ్స్, ఆర్గానిక్ అమీన్స్ ఆర్ అమైడ్స్, or weak electrolytes. Organic amines or amides are weak electrolytes. Okay, these are the examples. That's it. We'll stop here. So, okay, actually I explained about electrodes. Tomorrow we shall just do a recapitulation of electrodes and we'll go ahead with the next topic. Tomorrow you have classes 11 o'clock. Okay, so this is about the electrolytes, and answer your roll calls. Today is 28/4/21. Wednesday. 61.
Present, ma'am. 61.